In this video, we have the brand new Dominar 400 with a bunch of updates that are supposed to make your experience of touring on this motorcycle better. Does it do that? Welcome to Power Drift. Thank you so much for subscribing. Do hit the bell notification icon so that you don't miss out. And of course, if you love the video, thumbs up and do share this video with your friends. So, that is the latest update to the Dominar line of motorcycles from Bajaj. This is currently Bajaj's flagship motorcycle and they're calling it the next generation upgrade, although honestly there are no mechanical changes to this motorcycle at all. Suspension, brakes, the frame, engine, nothing has changed. But what Bajaj has done, they say, is that they've done a whole bunch of Odysseys, which is long distance tours in India and abroad that a whole bunch of riders have done. And based on their feedback and feedback from their customers, they've added a few bits to this motorcycle which should change your experience of how you tour on the motorcycle. So this is the same 40 bhp single cylinder engine sitting in the same steel perimeter frame, USD forks up front, the same brakes as before, the MRF tires, the reverse LCD display, the little display on top of the tank with additional information, monoshock at the back. None of those things have changed in any way at all. What Bajaj has added is a whole bunch of parts, mostly plastic, which change your experience of touring a little bit, as I said. So the biggest visual change obviously is the screen, which is a nice tall screen. And Bajaj says they didn't wind tunnel test it, but computational fluid dynamics was used to fine tune the height, the shape, the creases, and including the vents in the screen. All of that was designed to reduce buffeting and give you a little bit more protection. The part that I don't fully understand the reason for is of course the handguard. In a really cold place, I can understand why a handguard would be crucial to your touring, but in India, unless you're really out in Ladakh in the winter or in the night, I don't know what these handguards are really going to do, but for what it's worth, they're there. At the back of the bike is a fairly large grab rail that now includes a rack onto which you could mount a top box. On a faster motorcycle, I'm not a fan of top boxes as a way to organize luggage on your motorcycle, but on something this kind of fast, this is probably a reasonable solution. At the bottom, they have a glass-filled nylon. It's a structural plastic and steel bash plate, which is a new addition to the motorcycle, to ensure that if you do have to go bad roading, and in India at some point you will, you don't immediately expose your engine to damage. There's something to protect it. And on the side, you have again in glass-filled nylon, the stays, which is the only optional thing on the motorcycle. All of the rest of the stuff is standard. What Bajaj has also built in on top of the dash is a phone mount so that if you're running navigation, that's easy to do as well. Again, all of these things are standard and that raises your price by 5,000 rupees. But my cause for concern is that this 650 rupees stay you can use, all of the other accessories, I can see the utility of it. And remember, all of these can be fitted back to an old Dominar if you want to. But the Dominar's biggest challenge has always been its weight, and at 187 kilos, this was already a very heavy motorcycle. The addition of all of these things raises the weight further to 193 kilos, so this motorcycle is now 6 kilos heavier. On the move, you don't feel the weight so much, but when you're moving around the parking lot, when you have to pick up the motorcycle off the side stand, you do notice the weight of this motorcycle. And obviously, on all motorcycles, the heavier the motorcycle gets, the less it will have performance and the less economy it can give. And that means if Bajaj had taken this upgrade and lost 10 kilos on this motorcycle, this would be a dramatically changed motorcycle. Unfortunately, that's not happened. What one can hope is that when Bajaj updates this motorcycle the next time, they're going to take the weight of this motorcycle a lot more seriously. Because if this motorcycle were to lose 20 kilos, I think the nature and the quantum of performance both will be a dramatic change. On the move, this is how I remember the Dominar 400. The performance is there, but it feels like you have to work hard to extract it. The throttle is heavy and there's vibration at higher revs. Slow speed handling is a bit awkward thanks to the heavy front end, but it's quite nice in the straight line at speed. Ride quality is acceptable. The motorcycle overall is very familiar. Now I'm 6 foot tall and I sit in a sporty forward lean position, and for me the screen worked rather well. None of the other new features, however, got a chance to show their ability on our short ride. This is Sarat Shenoy. His Roof of the World Odyssey took him right across the length of the Himalayas on a Dominar, clocking 15,000 kilometers over a 6-month run. He's a hardcore tourer by all known standards, and his exploits include a frighteningly hard ride into the Upper Mustang Valley in Nepal on the Domi. Riders like Shenoy contributed to the touring bits that Bajaj is now adding to the Dominar. So Sarath, you went from like the east end of the Himalayas to the west end, 15,000 kilometers on the Dominar. Which of these parts do you wish you had on that bike back in the day?
The belly, for sure, the bash plate. Rest of the motorcycle is all fine, but the bash plate was a major concern for me, though it had a plastic bash plate. The sections that we rode, like in Upper Mustang and a bit of Rishikesh and all this stuff, even Kaza for that matter, the ground clearance was becoming a problem because we were trying to push the motorcycle, go fast as much as we can. We wanted to send it, more confidence to ride the motorcycle and then have fun.
You said something about pushing this motorcycle. I mean, it's 190 kilos. Why? Oh, push the motorcycle. Got it. My mistake. Yeah, my mistake. Got it. So that's everything you need to know about the new Dominar with the touring kits added. The bike is 5,000 rupees more than before. It's 6 kilos heavier than before. It's available now. You get the green one and the black one. So the question you're going to ask us in the comments is, should we buy the Dominar or should you go for the new Classic 350? Let me see what I can do about that. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. There's a subscribe button right there just for you. Please do hit the bell notification icon so that when our new videos come out, you don't miss out. Thumbs up if you like the video and please do share it.